Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about therapy and more specifically why it didn't really work for me. A lot of the times it doesn't work for people and I'm going to explain to you why it didn't work for me personally, but that doesn't mean it can't work for everyone else out there. So the first thing about therapy that I didn't like and that didn't particularly fit well with me is the fact that I had to open up to somebody that I didn't actually know. The fact that I was talking to a complete stranger about the problems going on up here or just in my life in general, it frightened me a little bit, and I didn't have that trust compared to if I was talking to somebody in my family or a friend. It just seemed a bit weird spilling all my personal problems and feelings to a complete stranger. So yeah, that's the first thing that made me go a bit funny about therapy, to be quite honest. The thing that I didn't really like about therapy is the fear of being judged or penalised about anything. I know it's not their job to judge you or tell you what you should or shouldn't do, but I felt like I was being judged all the time. I didn't want to say anything that I was truly feeling in case they just brushed it off as, oh, you're a teenager, you're going through stuff, it's going to be fine, it's just a phase. That's the biggest thing I heard, it's just a phase, you'll grow out of it. I haven't grown out of it. I'm nearly 20 years old and I still struggle to this day with my mental health, so yeah. Any bad choices that I may have made, I was scared that they were going to be bullet pointing what I should have done instead, and then I'd beat myself up about it, thinking I should have done this instead, I shouldn't have said that, I should have said this instead. So if anything, it was my own fault. I was beating myself down, but I feel like they weren't really helping. This next bit is kind of referring back to what I was saying in point number 1, the fact that I don't like talking to strangers, and it's the fact that I prefer talking to people close to me. So and any partner that I have at the time, my best friend who's also called Chloe, funnily enough, my mum, anyone who I'm particularly close to, I prefer to share my feelings and problems with them rather than a complete stranger, because they know me better, they know what I'm like, to be quite honest. They know more how my thought process is going than somebody who I don't actually know, and they also know how they can help me and distract me from the things that I don't want to really talk about or anything. They can get it out of me because they know it's what's best for me, and they can help me a lot better, I think. Sorry that the camera keeps changing angles, by the way. I think it's died about 3 times during this video, so that's why the frame keeps changing, and one minute I'm over here, the next minute I'm like here, so sorry about that. This last point I'm about to make is probably the biggest one, to be quite honest, for me, and that is I don't like having to explain why I feel a certain way. Sometimes with mental health, like depression and stuff, you don't know why you feel down, it just happens and you can't explain it. But if you've had something traumatic happen in your life, say a loss of a loved one or a traumatic experience, you don't want to keep explaining it over and over and over again, which is what my counsellor tried to do. I was explaining to her about a situation that's private to my family, so I won't explain it on here. But she kept talking about the same thing, and it just made me feel worse about it, to be quite honest. I just felt sick and tired of talking about the same thing over again and just getting upset about it every single week that I went to see her. I just wanted to move on from it. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I just wanted to throw it behind me in the past and leave it be. But no, that's not what she wanted to do. She wanted to talk about it and open my eyes to whatever she was trying to open my eyes to. I didn't get to that point, I left, because I just felt like it wasn't helping for me. So what can I say? Like I said at the start of this video, guys, although therapy or counselling didn't work for me personally, that doesn't mean it can't work for you as well. So if you do need any phone numbers, hotlines or websites or anything, I will leave some down there for you in the comments box below, and I will be seeing you next week for my next video. Love you guys so much. Mwah. and I will see you next time. Bye!